Hello EDU 173 students. Welcome to Module 4. Again, these dates may not be the correct dates depending on which year you are taking this course or which semester you're taking this course, but we would like to just go through this Module 4 and show you a bit about the assignments that are due during this module. If you will look under Read and Review These Resources, you will see a plagiarism and instructional video there about plagiarism. Please make sure you view that carefully. You have the NAIC Professional Preparation Standards. You will need to review that because you are going to need it for an assignment in this module. This Early Educator Certification, if you will check this website right here, which I have up right here, it has Early Educator Certification Kit, and this is on the Institute for Child Development Professionals website, which is an awesome website. You need to go to this and see all different things that are available here for you, and especially this under My Profession. And this gives you some different toolbox or toolkits about your profession, how you can receive coaching and mentoring, things about welcome to the profession, administrators, faculty, infant toddlers, your professional development plan and standards and careers, school age, teachers and family child care providers, all kinds of great information for you as a professional. And since this course is about becoming a professional, we want you to look at this website. Here is an Early Educator Certification Kit, and it gives you all the information you need to know on this particular website about what the Early Educator Certification is all about. There's an application here, and as of right now, it is half price until the end of September. So I would suggest if you have any thoughts about wanting to become or wanting to get your Early Educator Certification, this is a wonderful time to do that. Here is an overview about the certification. There's also great rewards that I've used, even great coupons and certificates and different things that you can use once you become an early educator get your early educator certification. So there's many different things here that you can look at and see if it's something you want to go ahead and do. It's, again, one way to show that you are a professional and you receive your certification through this particular organization. It used to be mandated by the state that everyone in the profession had to have an early educator certification. It is not that way right now, but it is a really great tool to have. You get all kinds of special deals and just knowing that you are part of the profession. And for North Carolina, this is one of those added certifications that you can receive to show that you are part of this profession. Again, so that's what these two things are right here on your class page. Notice that you will need to write your journal summaries and your final paper, as well as all your assignments in all your education classes in APA format. You'll need to review these resources carefully in order to understand how to write in APA format. Here is actually an APA instructional video that I did so that you might be able to understand it a little bit better besides just reading or looking through the PowerPoints or reading the tutorials or whatever. You may want to look at that video. This APA handout right here is very helpful. I carry it with me all the time. It seems I have it in a file that I just refer to constantly just for myself, as knowing, am I doing this correctly? Am I citing sources right? Is my reference page correct? So it seems like an easy handout, but you also have for this course the little booklet that you had to have as one of your textbooks for this course, the little yellow booklet. So use that. It is a very handy little booklet. Refer to it when you're writing your papers and how to do it in APA format. You will see a discussion forum about NAIC professional standards, and in that discussion forum is an excellent video that you need to watch. You need to allow for 12.5 minutes to view this video. But Dr. Morrison goes through each one of the NAIC professional preparation standards to just clarify with you what each one of those standards are and how to use them and why they're important. So it's a really great video. And then you'll answer some questions and then respond to one another in that discussion forum. Service learning reflection number 1 is due this module, so you should have already started your service learning. And remember, we would like for you to do part of your service learning with the Education Club, so refer back to all of those opportunities that are listed in earlier modules, specifically that deals with the Education Club, so that you can be a part of what's going on here at Blue Ridge. So this is your service learning reflection instructions, and in your final paper for your service learning, you will need to answer all of these questions. And what you might want to do is go ahead and start answering some of these questions for this particular reflection. So begin thinking about those questions and how you're going to answer them for your final submission of your service learning project. But you might want to go ahead and look at some of them and begin answering them after you've completed some of your service learning now. So under the standard choice, NAOYC standard choice for article summaries and paper, you are going to choose from one of the NAOYC standards to complete your article summaries and paper. And if you look back on the document that's stated NAOYC standards, you will look on page 11 and it will show the summary of those particular standards. So you have standard 1, promoting child development and learning. And here are the key elements to that standard, which might help you in selecting which standard you want to use. Standard 1's knowing and understanding young children's characteristics and needs, knowing and understanding multiple influences on development and learning, using developmental knowledge to create healthy, respectful, supportive, and challenging learning environments. And then in standard 2 has to do with building family and community relationships. And you will see under it the key elements, which will again help you to decide if that's the particular standard that you might want to use for your article summaries and paper. So it's knowing about and understanding diverse family and community characteristics, supporting and engaging families and communities through respectful, reciprocal relationships, involving families and communities in their children's development and learning. Standard 3 is observing, documenting, and assessing to support young children and families. Looking at those key elements, you have understanding the goals, benefits, and uses of assessment, knowing about and using observation, documentation, and other appropriate assessment tools and approaches, understanding and practicing responsible assessment to promote positive outcomes for each child, and knowing about assessment partnerships with families and with professional colleagues. Standard 4 is about using developmentally effective approaches to connect with children and families. So you have understanding positive relationships, knowing and understanding effective strategies and tools, using a broad repertoire for developmentally appropriate teaching and learning, and reflecting on your own practice to promote positive outcomes for each child. And then standard 5 would be using content knowledge to build meaningful curriculum. So you might, here's the key elements: understanding content knowledge and resources in academic disciplines, knowing and using the central concepts, inquiry tools, and structures of content areas or academic disciplines, using your own knowledge, appropriate early learning standards, and other resources to design, implement, and evaluate meaningful, challenging curriculum for each child. And then standard 6 is becoming a professional, and that the key elements for it is identifying and involving yourself in the early childhood field. That's why we have you join a professional organization. Knowing about and upholding ethical standards and other professional guidelines. That's why you've been doing some things about the ethical standards. Engaging in continuous collaborative learning to inform practice. Integrating knowledgeable, reflective, and critical perspectives on early education. And engaging in informed advocacy for children and the profession. So if you think about all of those standards, think about, okay, ultimately, what do I want my paper to be about? For instance, you may decide, well, I want to do a paper on STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. you might want to pick just one of those, whether it's just math with early childhood students. That would really relate under Standard 5 about the content knowledge. And so you could, do all your research on STEM or on math or on some particular topic or subject. It could be how music relates to early childhood and the importance of music. So you could use Standard 5 as your basis for that. Let's say maybe you wanted to do how to involve fathers in early childhood classrooms or in the early childhood field, or how to work with fathers more. And so that would really fall under number 2, Standard 2, building family and community relationships. Maybe you want to do something about positive guidance in the classroom. So I think that would fall under Standard 4, where it says understanding positive relationships and supportive interactions. So if you're looking at how to really support children and guiding them correctly, maybe you're having knowing how to discipline children correctly in the classroom, and that's why we say it's more like guiding children, not really disciplining children. So think about which topic that you might want to really use for your paper and which standard that would really apply to. And then you're going to find articles that you're going to read that would support that particular idea, that particular topic, and that standard. And you would find those journal articles in the NAIYC professional journal called Young Children. So again, you're going to, in this particular assignment area, you're going to write what your NAIYC standard choice is for your article summaries and paper, whether it's standard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you might even mention which key elements that you're going to really hone in on. And you might want to tell us why you are going to use that particular standard for your article summary and paper. And then you have a plagiarism quiz. So make sure you have reviewed all of the things under plagiarism. And there's some other items up here in Module 3 that has some plagiarism ideas as well. So make sure you have looked at the Module 3 book, because it has some things in it that has to do with plagiarism. And then also make sure you have gone through everything in Module 4 to help you as well. Okay, have a great Module 4 and let us know if we can help you at all with anything.